Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fresh Podcast. My name is Rodrigo. I am an ECP student. I'm here with some of my peers, and we will be presenting today our podcast. This is our first podcast. So I'm handling to my first peer, Moni.
Hi guys, I'm Moni, I'm 18 and I'm an ESCP student as well, and I'm from Cambodia. And now I'm going to introduce you to Aryan.
Hello everyone, my name is Aryan, I'm from Germany, I'm still 17 sadly, and I'm also an ESCP student.
Hey guys, I'm Louis, I'm 18 years old, better than Aryan, and
Wow,
I'm French American, and there's also my friend Simon over here.
So hey guys, my name is Simon and I'm half French, half Danish.
Okay, guys. So I was thinking as a first thing we should do in our podcast is to talk about our experience in London so far. I don't know, what do you think about that? Do you agree?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of
why
course.
Sure.
How has been your experience here in London so far? What were you thinking about the city before, and what are you thinking about the city right now?
Well, I've been to London 3 times, I believe now.
3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
You sure?
Yeah, London.
Yeah.
I mean, London's like right next to Germany, like right next to Germany geographically. You know,
Yeah, it's next to
it's a
Paris
15-euro flight for me to go from here. From
Yeah,
my
yeah.
house
Wow,
to
you're
London.
lucky, man. For
Yeah,
me,
so chill.
I used to live in Brazil, so for me it would be like an 11-hour flight. So it's not an everyday thing to do, to come to
Yeah.
London.
Of course.
But I think the weather
What
is
about
not
you,
that
Louis?
Yeah.
Have you been to London before?
Yeah, I've been here quite a few times because a lot of people in my family really like the theater, which is really renowned in London.
Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. What about you, Simon? Have you been to London before?
Yeah, only once, so this is a pretty new opinion I have on London since I didn't have one before.
Oh, and what were you thinking before about London?
I actually didn't really think anything, and now the only thing I truly notice is the poor weather.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, I thought that was
It's
like
just
a
terrible.
stereotype, like a cliche about
No, it's
London,
just
but it's
horrible.
actually
It's just
like
the
true,
rain
like
is
real.
disgusting. It's like you have some okay rain which you can handle, and then there's just the disgusting kind of rain you have here.
What's the difference?
No, because it has the whole pollution factor in it as well.
Oh, you can notice
course.
the difference in rain.
Of course,
What?
of course you can.
Can you notice if it's rain is polluted or
Feel
not?
the raindrop on your skin.
Yeah,
and
bro.
What the
You gotta no, because like when it rains in Germany, for example,
Do you
it's not
drink
as
the rainwater?
dark. It's not
I
as
want to
dark.
understand.
It's not as dark. Like
The drops are dark.
What?
here.
not the drops, you imbecile.
Talking about.
the skyline is generally just more grayer here than it is in Germany.
It starts raining and his skin just starts melting.
Like an acid
No,
rain.
but I have to be fair. I have
Acid
really
rain.
dry skin, so I can feel that.
I mean, I couldn't really notice the difference. I was living in Sao
But you were
Paulo,
living in Sao Paulo. Come on.
which is a pretty polluted city, of course, and
Cambodia was polluted
compared to
too.
Sao Paulo, it's
I come
Yeah.
from one of the cleanest cities in Germany.
oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
Sorry for not being from Germany.
I mean, you're all from big cities, and I'm from a smaller city, of course, compared to London. And
Oh,
I mean,
so
Sao
you're like
Paulo's
a-
massive.
Cambodia, bro, I think it's smaller than Germany.
No, the city.
smaller than your
The
city.
city I'm talking about. Where,
Yeah. Phnom Penh, it's the capital.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
smaller than where I come from.
Yeah, exactly. And it's polluted as well.
So how was your experience so far here in the city?
Well, definitely freeing. It's more independent, you know.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're more free? You're freer when you went here than in your city?
Of course, there's so much more stuff to do in London than there would be in Nuremberg, which is like, the biggest city in Germany, of course.
Yeah, and
I'm not used to having 24-hour shops, for example. In Germany, everything closes at 8 o'clock.
oh really?
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah,
I didn't
it's
know that.
Legally,
I noticed
legal.
that too. Like everything closes 2 to 3 hours later than it did where I lived in Saint-Germain-en-Laye in France. So that's pretty convenient.
Where is that in France?
It's about halfway,
It's like
half an
next
hour
to
from Paris.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I noticed that too as well. I mean, in São Paulo, everything is open 24/7. However, the difference is that the supermarkets here have more stuff, have like more good quality goods compared to São Paulo. Not to be mean to the city, of course. I quite like São Paulo, but I also like a lot of London. I also noticed that there's a really varied nightlife here. Aryan, you can't know because you're a minor.
What do you mean?
You're still underage, and I don't think you have a fake ID.
Nah,
Yeah,
I don't do that shit. I don't do that stuff.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of the supermarkets, though, the food here is so much worse.
That is true. I'll give
The
that to-
meat is so bland. It's eating cardboard, honestly.
I mean, you're supposed to season it, so
No, even like the seasoning isn't very good, honestly.
There's
So you're saying it's not really tender. That's what you're saying.
no, it's just
no,
no
the
flavor.
taste, yeah.
It
No
just tastes like
flavor.
cardboard. Like, there's a old Indian joke about it that your tears taste better than than British food because it actually has salt in it.
Wow, I actually didn't notice that. I think the meat here is pretty decent.
yeah, me too.
Like when you buy the meat from a butcher.
Like no, not just the meat. We're talking about British cuisine in general.
British
Oh,
cuisine,
okay.
yeah, of course.
I see.
Totally agree. Like the specialty here is supposed to be fish and chips,
Oh,
and
it's
even
trash.
and even that is not very good.
Yeah, I mean, what you said is correct. Like when you buy it from a butcher, it's a little better, but it's still not nearly as good as anything that you can find in France.
So, so you're comparing it to French meat.
Yeah.
So do you think French meat is better than British meat?
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I'm not very sure about that.
What?
Like I used to live in France, and the meat was
Where?
You lived in Saint Etienne.
yeah, yeah.
You cannot compare. I mean, you were in a
But
small
I am from
city.
Argentina, so I know what good meat looks like.
Well, I get my meat straight from the farmer. Like right after it's butchered, I can get my meat from there. So I
Do you kill the cow?
I don't
Are-
eat. I'm
are you
Indian. I
supposed
can't
to be
eat
a-
cow.
You ate
I just said meat. I just said meat. I can eat chickens, can I?
You can eat chicken?
I can eat.
I don't know anything about Indian
Yeah, I
culture.
just can't eat. I'm supposed to not eat beef.
Yeah.
Pork is also an option, of course. In Germany, it's the biggest selling meat. Everyone eats pork in Germany, or maybe it's just Bavaria. I'm not sure about.
No, it's
Nah, it's
all
pretty much
Germany,
all over
yeah.
Germany. It's pork.
And coming back,
What
yeah.
about Cambodia?
Yeah. What about Cambodia?
The meat, I think, yeah, it's low class meat. It's not that good.
Oh, it's
No?
after
Yeah,
the
it's not
Khmer,
that good.
I have seen
Compared
some,
to
I have seen
here
some
and
videos
France.
in which like they sell like insects in the streets. Is that true? Or
Yeah,
something?
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see that often.
Have you
It's like-
ever tasted like, for instance, like spiders and stuff like that?
Nah.
No.
But
Not
I've
anything
seen people taste it, and they've told me that
That would be pretty exotic, you know. Like I would maybe taste it.
You would try it.
I would
I would
try
try
it maybe.
once.
Yeah.
I've been told it tastes like chicken.
What?
Everything tastes like chicken. Like when you ask someone
Just the legs,
how like
just
the frog legs taste like, they say
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
tastes
It
like
tastes
chicken.
just like chicken wings, though. It's not. It's like a bit chewier than chicken wings, but that's exactly.
Yeah.
what it
So
tastes
apparently everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah, but like it's really bitter, by the way.
It's bitter.
Yeah, it's really
Oh.
bitter. So some people spit it out.
Yeah,
It's
I wouldn't
so
try
gross.
bugs.
Yeah, you
it's
should-
just gross. Like I don't have problems with bugs or whatever. If I see a spider, I don't freak out, but I wouldn't want to eat it.
It also looks pretty bad. And I'm sure it makes your teeth look bad as well when you have it in your mouth and shit.
I'm not sure about that. It just doesn't look very savory, you know.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's why you
Well,
add
yeah,
salt onto
doesn't
it.
look tasty.
Oh.
Yeah, you
No,
don't
of course
think
it doesn't.
As a bug as something you would eat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like when you see a
Yeah,
bug, you're not like, that looks yummy. It's like a natural repulsion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And coming back to nightlife, have you guys, well, except from Aaron, who's underage, have you guys been able to
No.
experience nightlife?
No.
I don't not only mean like clubs, I also mean like restaurants and cinemas, you know, and going to the theater. Have you guys been able to experience that so far?
Well, I've been to Primrose Hill. I thought it was pretty nice. It has a decent
Where
view.
have you been?
Primrose Hill.
Primrose Hill, yeah.
Yeah, I was there with him
Yeah.
actually. It was a nice view of the skyline.
Yeah.
It was lit up. But
It was a nice way to meet new people.
New people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
it was
a group
before
of
the start of
ESCP.
the term. So
Yeah.
we were a bunch of ESCP students met up basically before the year started.
Wow, didn't know that
To get to
happened.
know each other.
What about you, Simon?
I've not been going out a lot in London so far, since I've been spending a lot of my weekends back in Germany or in Paris.
Oh, so you always take the train back to your city.
Yeah, when I go to Paris, yeah.
Well, taking the train to Berlin is a bit of hell.
Yeah, it's not very
It's like a 12-hour train ride then. Because you'd have a massive layover in Paris.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
always the case.
And even from Paris, you would have to change somewhere.
There's no direct lines?
No, there's no direct trains between Berlin and
I didn't
Paris.
know that.
So you guys would say that your experience so far in London has been a good experience.
Oh yeah,
I would
but
say
mine has
yeah.
only been like looking in the book because like I've been studying a lot.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean you had pretty good grades during the midterms.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, have you guys gone
I'm
home
humbled.
over the holiday?
I was able to go home. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
it,
to
it was
Paris, yeah.
an 11-hour flight, but
Oh.
at least it
Oh
was
my
worth
God.
it. It was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was there something that like you hadn't realized that you'd been missing over
Definitely.
there, or like that you took for granted?
Not really.
Not.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, actually, of course. I mean, I miss my family, of course.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
family, and I was able to meet some friends. And also, I actually noticed that when you're here in London, which is supposed to be a more secure city, coming back to Brazil, I mean, I was like a bit paranoid when I was in the streets. Like,
I mean, it's normally like we live in a nice area, but knife crime in London is kind
Especially
of
in
crazy.
Camden now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not really afraid of that because I used to live in Brazil. And
Also, in order to avoid knife crime, just like don't be stupid.
what do you mean?
Just
Oh, he's taking the words from the.
yeah, exactly,
rhetoric
exactly,
teacher.
exactly.
Don't get
If you-
involved in drugs,
Don't
that's
get
it.
don't get involved in drugs, and don't go to any, don't go and do any shady shit.
Well, of course.
Sorry, excuse my
I mean,
language there.
also try not to be like alone late at
Exactly.
night, in the middle of nowhere.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean, if you have good senses, it should be okay.
Yeah, of course, of course. Also, like one of the things,
And
for
also,
example,
you should be able to walk alone at night.
Yeah, you
yeah,
should.
you should be.
That's
able
your
to-
right as a
Yeah,
citizen.
but why would you want to go out at 3 a.m. to do like nothing?
Yeah, but
Well,
I mean-
you were out doing something and now you're going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
not
can
going
walk.
out just
You can
wandering
walk home
the streets.
alone. Of course, you can do that.
I mean,
but your safety is partly your responsibility. So like,
Exactly.
even if technically it is your right to be able to walk home alone, like if it's the stupid thing to do, you just don't do it.
you're right. You're right.
Like it's just safer.
That's a
to
fair
be
point,
with
yeah.
at least one other person.
That's a fair
Also,
point.
a thing that surprised me when I got back home is how important a good bed is.
Oh,
Because
yes.
I forgot
Yeah.
it, and the beds here at Nido are actually very bad, and I didn't notice it until I got back home.
I don't want to roast Nido right now.
They are pretty bad. Like they.
Yeah.
I have. Okay, what were you saying?
Yeah, I think that like Simon said, like home, we really miss home. Like bed is like so way more comfortable at home.
Yeah.
Like here, it's like
100%.
way harder to sleep. I don't know what you guys think, but I got the train, for example, that is bothering me every night.
This
And-
is going to turn into a
Nido
podcast
roast.
where we roast Nido.
We should probably not do that. I don't
I
want
mean,
to get kicked out of this echo.
Such a bad placement.
Joke.
Personally, I don't really have a problem with it, but it may be just me because one of my many qualities is that I can sleep anywhere. And just
Oh
like,
yeah, I can sleep anywhere as well.
And
yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
One of the things I miss most about Germany, and I think Simon can relate, is kebabs. They taste
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah, absolute
Kebabs
trash.
are absolute
And
trash.
also they're overpriced, like £7
Yeah.
for a kebab.
I can go.
That's
I can go to Germany and buy myself a great döner for €4, and it would be 100 times better than the £6.50 döner, or what they call
Yeah,
a
yeah.
döner you can get here.
For example, Aaron and I had a chicken doner and it tasted like nothing like chicken. You know, it tasted like
It tastes
salted
like a-
lamb.
Well, I mean, kebabs are like that, right? They,
No, no, no,
You don't
if you
really.
have good-
You,
I
don't-
mean,
you
you
don't
have
really.
your-
Pure
You can
chicken, you
taste
should
it.
taste chicken.
You can taste it in Germany. Like maybe
actually
that's 'cause
disagree
where
with
döner
you.
comes from. Maybe that's because where döner comes from. Döner is originally a German thing. Like a bunch of Turkish immigrants came in after World War II and then started making this dish, and modernized their what they called was Iskender. They modernized it and came to Germany, especially in Berlin.
Okay, so that's has been your experience so far, I guess. Yeah, so I think we should talk about a little about the things we are going to do in the podcast, the things we're going to talk about. So yeah, we are mainly.
It's probably going to vary a lot over
Yeah.
the year. There are going to be many subjects that we.
Yeah, and things can happen during the year as well. Like
Yeah.
Exactly.
we're going in politics and stuff like that. Like Brexit can happen. Also sports, like
definitely,
you
that's
can,
We can talk about gaming as well.
yeah, we,
Yeah.
just
I'm down.
hobbies and also like some science stuff that you may find useful. We're going to do a segment on sleep because we know that so many of students like miss out on sleep.
What
And
is
that's
that?
really
I have
bad.
never heard of what this concept of sleep is.
Yeah, but also we were thinking of maybe polling the different topics so that maybe you guys can choose what we talk about.
And we'll probably also have random debates.
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, debates on topics
just
we're
come up.
interested in, or just debates that like silly questions maybe that can make a pretty interesting debate. So that would be and gaming of course as well can be a pretty interesting topic to talk about, especially since this year we have had like, really interesting games that came out.
Yeah.
Really good
or
games.
Even last Sunday, there was the 2019 final to the World Championship of League of Legends.
Yeah, so that can be a pretty interesting thing to talk about, especially for people who are interested in League of Legends.
Yeah, sadly, I don't
And
know how to
esports
play
in
that
general.
game.
Yeah, I don't know how to play that.
Not
either.
everyone
yeah.
here plays the game, but
mean,
it's pretty easy to understand, so it can be
An interesting realm.
yeah.
I mean, even just how like they make money and such. It's an interesting topic because like many people, they just say like, oh yeah, this is gonna disappear soon and stuff, but that's not the case. Like these players, they make
Exactly.
6 figures or more.
Esports is, for example, in Germany. When I went to Berlin recently, I talked to a member of the Bundestag, of the German Parliament, and she's in charge of the whole sports area from her party. and they were very, very interested in investing in esports. Like, for example, Merkel showed up at Gamescom one year and gave a speech there. It was the most random thing, but this shows you how even politicians and the governments are turning towards esports as a way of making money or investing in sports and getting the younger generation more influenced in it.
Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be talking about during these podcasts. Of course, our goal is to talk about things you guys are interested in as ESCP students, but we will also be focusing on things we find interesting ourselves. Before I forget, of course, we have to shout out Hannah, which is going to be in charge of creating the logo for the podcast, and also of editing, video editing, and maybe even sound editing. Yeah, big shout out to her because she's going to be working a lot with us.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys want to say anything else, but I think so we can wrap this thing up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, just one last thing. We'll try to invite like special guests.
Yeah, that's one very special detail he mentioned. We're going to try to have special people, special guests, as he said. Maybe, well, we don't want to spoil anything so far, so you will be knowing that, you will be hearing from us.
Names are coming.
Some big names are coming, indeed. So you will be hearing from us as soon as possible. You can already follow us on our social media. You can already follow us on our social media. Our Instagram is fresh.podcast.
I think so.
I think so. It should be that. And we're going to be creating a YouTube channel as well. So actually, this might be already uploaded in the YouTube channel when you're listening to it. So please subscribe, like the video. If you want us to talk about a specific topic, leave a comment. What else?
And since it's our first podcast, feel free to give us feedback.
Yeah, give us feedback, guys. We really need it right now.
Also, send us sponsorships. I want money.
I don't think that's very important, but if you want to do it, we will take it gladly. And thank you very much, and hope to see you the next time.